Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Not too long ago, there was a magnitude 6.2 earthquake there off the coast of Hawaii. I believe it was at 11:48 p.m. local time. It was deep, 35.1 kilometers in depth. 203 people have so far reportedly felt this earthquake. Using Google Earth, here is the location of that earthquake. And over here is the big island of Hawaii. There was no tsunami threat. And as you can see here on the National Buoy Center, they are sparse over here on this side of the island. But none of them are registering any tsunami. USGS gave it an intensity level of 7, which is very strong to moderate. And you can see here, I hope, let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, it was felt across the entire island. This was, in fact, a thrust earthquake. First wave of the earthquake came from the southeast. Tension was applied, which means one side of the fault would have raised up, the other side would have dropped down. Yeah, right there. Looks like the fault moved going southwest, dipping down. USGS has 5 aftershocks, a 2.8, which was also 36 kilometers in depth. That would have meant it was down in the mantle of the earth. A 2.5, 28.5 kilometers in depth. Now 36.1 kilometers. That would be about 22.5 miles below sea level, and all earthquakes are measured from sea level. There was also a 2.7. 34.8 kilometers, a 3.1, 36 kilometers in depth, and then a 4.3. Interestingly, Geoscope has it listed as a magnitude 5.9. And here you can see how the one fault line dipped going south, and this other one rose up going northwest. Here is the earthquake signature. Now this is only a magnification of 2. And I'm going to make it bigger because there's other earthquakes on here. And I'm still waiting for the data to come from another station there on the island. Now this is Poof, Philly. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. So here's the location of the earthquake, and right here is the location of that monitor. And the other station that I downloaded, yeah, I'm still waiting on the data. It's just taking forever. That monitor, let me show you where that one's at. It would be up over here. I'll give it a few more minutes. So I don't know if this is more recent. Did I miss it? This is, oh, that one's real close to the shore. Yeah, and you always worry about a slump going on. That's a 2.6. That was 25 kilometers in depth. As you know, any earthquake has a 20% chance of being a foreshock for a much larger one. And let me bring this out. Yeah, this is all they're reporting. We got a 3.6 and a 2.6. That's Palahala. Yeah, I'm not going to wait any longer. Anyways, this is a magnification of 152. So now, USGS has 1,374 people that have reported to USGS that they felt this earthquake. Not quite an hour ago. And I haven't seen any reports, Twitter posts sent in showing things that might have been shaking there on the island. Yeah, I'm sure there was some stuff gently swaying possibly. But to my friends there, did you feel this earthquake? And if so, how long did it last? Please put those comments down below. How did your animals react? What direction? What did the motion feel like? Yeah, we'd like to have all that information. Now on EMSC it says here it was a good shake. Things rattling, light figures swing at 11:50. Yeah, I was right about the time. 11:58 is what USGS says. This one says, yike. Felt this one coming. Then a pretty good sized jolt. At Eden Rock, 81 kilometers northeast, or 53 miles from where it happened, it says the house shaking maybe for a half a minute. This person was sleeping. It says it woke them up. First Templar woke me. I was fully awake for the second and third. First time I felt them this strongly. So they did feel the aftershocks. Another one said it swayed the building a few times. I wonder what kind of building they were in. In Kona, they said that the ground was rolling. Liani Estates. Well, that surprised me. Long-lasting, jolting rumble. So they evidently heard it. Here we got one. It says it lasted about 14 seconds and knocked items off the counters. Shook entire house. 2 big ones, back to back. Now, if I make the data smaller again, yeah, you can see there was the initial big one and then one afterwards. What, maybe 5 seconds later? See, and there's another one that says back to back, good shake. So you notice here too, this is the 6.2 and right up here was a 7.9. We're in 1868. It says tsunami slump. 1868 was the largest earthquake to ever hit Hawaii. The second largest was in 1975. Kalapana? There was a foreshock sequence lasting 5 days, and an aftershock sequence lasting perhaps a decade, 10 years. Yeah, so you always worry about a slump and this cascading into the ocean. I've done videos about that in the past. Yeah, that's always a great threat. Things are definitely heating up around the world, aren't they? I'm sure all of you that live there are well aware of this. But did you feel this earthquake and did you have items knocked over too? Please put that information down below. Thank you, my friends. Please always be safe. Always be prepared for, yeah, some kind of disaster. And I wish you well. And God bless you all.